A trillionaire announced this week that he is personally going to fix a movie by making it, I'm quoting him, historically accurate. Now, historical accuracy, that is something I value greatly. I love it in a documentary, and I know that I am a man of a certain age because, well, I've watched every single World War I and World War II documentary out there. I think it's essentially required for aging white guys of my age. But when we talk about something being historically accurate, the story that I'm talking about here features a one-eyed giant, a witch turning men into pigs, a six-headed sea monster, and for good measure, a few cameos from actual Greek gods. And the trillionaire in this story, Elon Musk. And he is talking about Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, and this week, the Space Karen said that his AI tool Grok will make a full-length, historically accurate Odyssey by year's end. Grok Imagine will make a full-length movie of the Odyssey that is historically accurate and true to the art of Homer. And he attached an AI-generated short.
And still I dream of home. Gods, let me go.
Send him home!
Be free.
Christopher Nolan already made the Odyssey, right? Shot it on real IMAX film, barely any CGI, the whole handmade epic thing that Nolan does. And full disclosure, you know that I am a big Nolan guy. I've seen Oppenheimer more times than I'm willing to say on camera. I watch Interstellar literally every Sunday. And I'm about to go see the Odyssey again this weekend because it is absolutely destroying the box office. It's like something like $264 million in its opening weekend worldwide. It is on track to be Nolan's biggest movie of his career. And shocker, the Rocket Man child doesn't like it. He has spent months online furious about their casting, specifically that Nolan cast Lupita Nyong'o, a black woman, as Helen of Troy. And Musk called Nolan, and I'm quoting him, anti-white racist, who only did it because he wants the awards. And I want you to think about that for a second because it all falls apart pretty quickly. You got to remember that Christopher Nolan won a ton of Oscars in 2023 for Oppenheimer with virtually an all-white cast. So the awards that Musk thinks that Nolan is so desperately chasing already gave him all-white awards. So the theory that Nolan is willing to bend history for a trophy, except for the one time that he's actually swept the trophies, it doesn't hold up. Also, Nyong'o, she wasn't on screen much, but she is beautiful and she owned the screen when she spoke. The woman who launched 1,000 ships, she owned that role. But the real comedy here, the real story, is the phrase itself, historically accurate. Elon, Mr. PayPal parasite, my guy, the Odyssey is a 2,800-year-old poem. It's fiction. It has a witch. It has a wind god who hands you the wind in a bag. And the version that his AI spit out in that 3-minute clip that he's so proud of is somehow whiter than the actual Bronze Age Mediterranean it's set in. Because historically accurate ancient Greece would be less pale than what Elon created. Not more. He wanted historical accuracy and accidentally made it historically inaccurate in the exact direction that he's pissed off about. And I've got to ask you guys, even if it was free, even if there was no advertising, nothing that would benefit anyone other than ego, would you sit through a feature-length AI-generated movie, even if it's free? Or is that like a hard no from you guys? Settle it below. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. But you have to think about what Elon is actually offering here. Not a film. Right now, he's got a 3-minute AI short that a random account made that Elon reposted with a promise that his white supremacist AI Grok will make a feature-length, full-length movie by the end of the year. So on one side, you have Nolan, and he's got his problems, his drawbacks, but he's putting it out on real film stock, real sets, the biggest release of the year, the only film ever shot entirely on IMAX. On the other side, A man worth $1 trillion posting a cartoon that a stranger made and called it cinema. And he's gotten so heated about it that he has endorsed giving a great, great director, I say that jokingly, Mel Gibson, $100 million to shoot it, and I promise you, this is a real thing, in the original Homeric Greek. Yeah, I can't wait for the giant 4-hour summer blockbuster performed in a dead language that no one speaks. Sanskrit? Sanskrit? A dead language? Has anybody watched the movie PCU? Anyway. For the record, Musk has also melted down over the rumor that Elliot Page would play Achilles. And by the way, Page, not even Achilles in the movie, he plays a minor character with about 5 minutes of screen time, did very well. But Elon Musk's rage didn't just miss the target, it basically missed the whole cast list. What actually happened here is simple. Nolan made a masterpiece about a man trying to get home with his hands and real film. And the whole world is showing their approval. They are showing up to theaters in droves. And the richest man alive watched that, and it made him feel even smaller. So his response was to promise a cartoon and defend a dead language and insist that a poem about a pig witch needs to be more historically accurate. Now, Nolan, for his part, did call that whole pre-release meltdown irrelevant because, in his words, no one having these conversations knows what the film actually is yet. So then the film came out, made $250 million in a weekend, and proved Christopher Nolan exactly right. And hit that notification bell so that you can catch the next story the minute we drop it. And hey, if Grok's Odyssey really does come out by New Year's, you already know that we're going to watch all 3 minutes of it together.